today I'm going to teach you guys a couple of strategies to help you be more successful shed hunting. So strategy number one is to plan ahead, open up your map app at home. Gaia GPS is what I use. Maybe you use OnX Hunt or CalTopo. Any of those types of things is great. And start looking for south-facing slopes, and maybe even get a little bit more specific, like where's the transition zone between your environments. So like shrub steppe, where you have like sagebrush and different bunch grasses, and where that kind of butts up against the tree line. So ponderosa pine, whatever you have. And look at the south facing slopes in those areas. And I even like to take it a step further and try to see where are there trails or roads, and trying to get away from those areas as much as possible to kind of avoid where other people are potentially looking. And so kind of drop a few waypoints so that you kind of know when you're out there, like, oh yeah, I wanted to kind of check out this ridge line or this valley, this south facing slope, areas that you think you'll be successful finding some antlers. So that's tip number one. So we're gonna go out. I've got the dog with me somewhere. Isa, come here. And we're gonna start to head uphill and go explore. There she is. Isa, come here. All right, let's go shed hunt. So my next tip for you is to walk with the sun at your back, so that what you're looking at ahead of you is what the sun is shining on. This is actually going to make the sheds easier to see, because it's going to be less stressful on your eyes, and it's going to illuminate that antler. So if I'm facing into the sun, then I'm squinting and the antler is going to be shaded. So if I choose my direction so that I'm walking with the sun at my back, then I'm kind of setting myself up for success. So in the morning, I'm kind of walking from east to west, and then in the afternoon on my way back, I'm going to walk from west to east, and that's going to keep the sun at my back. Next tip is get to where you're going efficiently. And what I mean by that is you've done your research ahead of time. You've kind of scouted out where you want to go on the map. Now you've picked your direction you want to go, so you're traveling west, and you're taking in the terrain as you see it, but you don't want to spend too much time really looking for sheds in your travel area. So like for me, it's from the car to where I'm trying to get to is like 1.5 miles, 2 miles. So during that 1.5 miles, 2 miles, I'll look around a little bit if I think it's like a good area, but for the most part, I just want to hoof it to that good area to maximize my amount of time that I have out there. And then once I'm in that area where I think there's likely to be sheds, now I'm going to slow down, take a snack break or whatever, but then slow it down, really look at the ground, find the bedding areas, and take your time looking. Another tip is to stop and take breaks and have snacks and drink water. Isa, you want a treat? There you go. Can you guess what's on the menu? Oh yeah. So we're stopped for a little bit of lunch and having a bit of ramen, my favorite. What we're going to do now is we picked a spot where we can kind of look over this hillside. Now, granted, it's kind of covered with snow, and so that might make it easier or harder to spot the sheds. If they're smaller sheds and they're buried beneath the snow, obviously you're not going to see them. But if they're bigger sheds, you could see their tines sticking up. So that brings us to our next tip, which is to stop and use your binoculars from time to time, especially when you have good vantage points where you can maybe scan a whole hillside. So the better your binoculars, the easier this is. These are not the best binoculars for this, but it's what I have. They make much better binoculars, ones that are a little bit larger, like 10 by 42s or something like that. These are only 8 by 25. So, 8 is the amount of magnification and 25 is like the diameter of the lens. Regardless, this is still better than the naked eye, and you can see a lot more with them. So, we're going to eat some lunch, we're going to scan this hillside, and then we're going to keep hiking. And that one's going to take a nap. Okay, lunch is over, and we're going to start hiking again. I think we are probably at my point where I'm going to, instead of going further, I'm going to make my way back, but a different way than the way we came in, so that we could see different things, which is another tip for you. Found a little skull here. Oh, whoa. Look at that. It's got little antler bases. That is super weird. My last tip for strategic shed hunting is to not let getting skunked mean defeat. So, like today, we hiked around, we didn't find any sheds, but that's okay because we explored a new area, and that's going to be knowledge and data that we have for the next time that we go out, so that we will be more successful in the future. So just because you don't get a shed, I know it sucks. I'd like to have gotten some sheds today. Got a couple of sweet ones the last time I got out, and this time explored a new area and nothing. But now I have that data. So don't be defeated. It's gonna be okay. Keep getting out there, keep shed hunting, have fun when you do it. And I'll give you one more bonus tip at the very end. I hope these tips helped you, and let me know in the comments if there's anything that I forgot, because I'm not an expert and I'm sure there is. You guys have a ton of experience collectively, so let me know. Bonus tip of the day, and that is to recreate responsibly. You're gonna feel better at the end of the day, and what that means is not disturbing the wildlife as much as we can. So if you do happen to jump some deer, avoid them, go around, take a different way. If you see trash, pick it up, take it with you, and you're just gonna feel so much better about your day. So abide by the rules, leave no trace, be a good steward of the land, and you're gonna be a happy camper. So that's all I got for you. Thank you so much for following along today. Please, if you could, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be putting out all kinds of content: fishing, crabbing, mushroom foraging, shed hunting. If you like any of those things, follow me, and we're going to have a fun time together. All right, guys. See you later.